Good afternoon. It's 4 o'clock, so let's get started. Welcome to the KU Journalism 640 Strategic Campaign's final presentation to Just Food. I'm Tien Lee, the professor of this capstone class, and my only job here today is to remind you to turn off your cell phone, please. May I invite Dr. Ann Brill, Dean of the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications, to the podium to give the welcome remarks. Let's welcome Dean Brill.
Thank you, Professor Lee, and welcome. Welcome to the students and friends, and welcome to the client. First of all, let me congratulate the client because you have made an incredibly wise decision to hire these students this semester, and I think you're going to be very impressed by what they're going to show you today. And students, congratulations to you. I must say you all clean up really well. I'm impressed. But I just think about, when you first started out at the journalism school, and maybe even before you even got here, and you were thinking about journalism, not really sure what was all involved, and then you came to that huge class, Journalism 101, and there was like all the array of what's involved in a journalism education laid out for you, and you might have felt a little overwhelmed, and pretty soon you started in with, that research and writing class, and research and writing, more and more research and writing. And all through the classes that you had to take to bring you to this moment, to this presentation. So you should be very pleased, very proud of yourself. When I was looking through your campaigns book, I'm a word person, and so there are words that popped out at me in what you are about to show the client today. Really powerful and wonderful words like enable, partners, goals, solutions, delicious and fresh. And that was just not only about the food, but the client as well, right? Words like engage, donors, awareness, grow and outgrow, change and choice. Powerful words, powerful ideas. And I'm very proud and pleased to be here today to welcome the client and congratulate all of you. And now, Tien, are they ready?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So before the students start, I want to thank the IT staff and camera crew who are here to set up the technology for the video streaming. So they include Kate, Anthony, Cal, and Chris, and many others. So thank you. So the first thing to present is Significant 7. Please. I'm sorry. Ouch.
Well, we'd like to welcome you again to our campaign's presentation. We have put a lot of hard work into the campaign, and we have some very exciting ideas to share with you today. So let's get started. I'm Sarah Stern, the account executive, and I will let the rest of the team introduce themselves.
I'm Andrew Coggins. I'm the media director.
I'm Zach McQuiston. I'm the research director.
I'm Alex Blatt, creative director.
I'm Ginny Burrows. I'm the plans book and presentation director.
I'm Colin Hayes. I'm PR director.
I'm Brad Lambertus, and I'm the creative director.
So before we launch into our campaign, we really just want to start with some more information about Just Food and the people that you're currently serving, just to give some context for the audience. Because we'll refer to this term frequently, we just want to quickly define what food security is and subsequently what food insecurity is. As you can see from this slide, it's built on 3 different pillars: food availability, food access, and food use. Individuals who are considered food insecure are lacking at least one of these 3 pillars in their everyday lives.
And while food insecurity is an issue across the state of Kansas, we really wanted to highlight the situation in Douglas County. In Lawrence and the surrounding areas, 15.3% of residents are food insecure, which is a little bit above the state average of 15%. But more telling than that is the statistic that 19.5% of children, or almost 1 in 5, are food insecure in this county.
So we've created this map to show you one of the largest issues surrounding food insecurity: food deserts. This term refers to neighborhoods where grocery stores that typically provide fresh produce, fresh meat, and fresh dairy are instead substituted with convenience stores and fast food restaurants, and those typically only offer highly processed, high-fat foods. So if you look on this map, the green dots represent the grocery stores in Lawrence. However, the larger yellow areas represent what we have identified as the food deserts. And what's even more eye-opening is when you compare this map to one of poverty levels in Lawrence. Some of these areas correlate very, very similarly to the poorest areas in Lawrence. In some of those places, as many as 61% of the population is living in poverty. Now, although we're throwing a lot of statistics at you, the biggest thing to realize is that food insecurity can't be solved just with a can of food, as you have realized. And the reason is because it's created a constant battle in the lives of your consumers. They're having to choose between life's basic necessities. So for example, of people who have used food banks in Kansas in the past year, 54% reported that they had to choose between food and paying for their utility bills. An additional 45% had to choose between putting food on the table and paying their rent that month. And 36% of people had to make the decision of buying food for their family or providing medicine and health care.
And while the resources to help food insecure individuals have grown over the past 30 years, the need has slightly outpaced it. In the past 30 years, the availability of food bank resources like Just Food has grown by 98%. But over that same period, the need for food, the number of food insecure individuals has grown by 99%. So right now, the problem is currently outpacing the solution. And according to a survey conducted by your organization, 78% of your consumers admitted to throwing food away either because they couldn't use it or they didn't need it. In that same survey, 65.2% admitted to not eating enough fruits and vegetables. This shows us that while your organization is doing great work to help individuals meet their food needs, there are definitely opportunities to better fit your services to their needs.
So at the beginning of this year, your organization took all of this information and you decided to reorient. You made the conscious decision to change direction and to take a more holistic approach to truly impact the lives of your consumers. You created some new programs, including cooking classes that are offered weekly to teach people how to cook nutritious meals. You're working to provide hygiene products that aren't always available on food stamps. You've created exercise classes where people can gather and continue their active lifestyle. And finally, you've changed the way that your consumers get to choose their food. In the past, as you know, you had predetermined boxes of food to give to consumers. Now you've put the power in their hands, and based on nutritional requirements and the size of their household, they get to choose which foods they bring home to their families.
So with all that in mind, we decided we wanted to immerse ourselves in your organization to better understand your culture and the way you work with the residents of Douglas County. In an effort to do that, we visited several staff meetings, conducted interviews with your members, and conducted a volunteer survey, as well as a survey of the general public to gauge the perception of your group. That first survey we conducted, the volunteer survey, we asked members of your organization exactly why they volunteered with Just Food. And the results tended to fall into two different categories. The first is probably what you'd expect. It's individuals who are motivated to give back to the community and have the time to do so, whether that's because they're retired, semi-employed, or empty nesters, whatever it may be. But the second group caught our attention a little bit more. Those tended to be people who were either former or current clients of yours who felt the need to, quote, return the favor. And that is to give back in time what they couldn't give back in food or money. And to us, that says that your message is really powerful and really does carry with the Lawrence community. We just need to do a better job of getting it out there to them. In our second survey of the general public, we decided to gauge exactly how well known your organization was. And the results were rather interesting. They showed that while over 85% of respondents agreed with the statement that, quote, hunger is a serious issue in Douglas County, only about 45% were familiar with Just Food, and only about 20% had either donated or volunteered with your organization. In that same survey, only about 15% agreed with the statement that, quote, Just Food is well known in the community. We interpret those results to say that Douglas County residents recognize that the mission of Just Food is very, very relevant and important. They just don't know what it is yet. So we took this information and we viewed that as an opportunity for you to market yourself to a very receptive and a relatively untapped audience.
So in conclusion, based on the research that we've conducted, we've boiled everything down to 3 specific issues. First, we feel that there's a miscommunication. Just Food has great stories to tell, but we feel that there are better opportunities and better ways to tell them. Secondly, there's a need for awareness in the community about what you're doing and who you're serving. We want your message to be clear and relatable. And finally, there's just a lack of education in the community, again, about what you're doing and who you're serving. You've implemented these new programs, and we just need to create better promotion tactics to get the word out. So, we've created a new campaign for you. As we've mentioned, you've rearranged, you've reorganized, and you've refreshed your ideology. And we all know at nonprofits, sometimes that's the hardest part, is just going in the right direction. But your organization is on the right path, and you have that solid ground. We want to build on your holistic approach, and we want to build on your, strong narrative. These 2 things are the backbone to our campaign. We want to work with the supportive Lawrence community to show that hunger can plague anyone. Hunger can affect your child's best friend. It can affect a family at your church, and it can even affect all of these college students up here trying to further our education. And these real people deserve real solutions, and at Just Food, you're giving them that. You're going beyond non-perishable cans of food to solve root issues that solve hunger in the first place. So although there is real hunger locally, there are real solutions at Just Food. And as your partner, our agency has real ways to communicate that.
And before we get into the goals and tactics of our campaign, we wanted to just give a quick highlight of our target audience. We intentionally kept our two groups very broad because, again, your message plays to a lot of people. It's a very powerful, really impactful message. So with that in mind, we kept it to two groups. The first is new consumers. Those are individuals and families who are going to be food insecure. As Jenny said, they can fall across the entire demographic. But the most important fact is that they're food insecure. And the second group are new contributors. That could be either potential donors of food or money, or even volunteers who donate their time. And we found that most of those people tended to be 30 years or older and with children. And we feel that, while again, this is a broad group, this is a narrow enough demographic for us to find exactly the people that will work with your organization. So now we're going to go ahead and hand it off to Sarah and Andrew to talk a little bit more about our campaign goals and tactics.
So as they mentioned already, we think that what you guys are doing already is great, and we want to build off of that base. So what we did was take your ideas and add real, feasible, practical things that you guys can execute with a lot of the legwork that we've included in the plans book. We could have brought big, sexy ideas, but all of us have worked in nonprofits ourselves, and we understand that time and resources are a problem, and that's why we boiled it down to these 4 goals. The first is education and awareness for our future clients and future donors and volunteers. The second is to communicate stories to future donors and volunteers. The third is to fill in gaps in programming, like you're already doing with hygiene and feminine hygiene products. And the third is to improve programming and add new programs and strengthen what you already have going on. And so these are our PR and media tactics. So the first thing we did was we wanted to bring a new logo. I know when we spoke with you, Jeremy, you mentioned that you kind of just threw the most recent logo together. And so we wanted to keep this old symbol of the hands and the wheat because we felt like clients and donors already connected with that. But what we wanted to do was update it with more of this natural green look and a new font that we couldn't just get off of our Word document. And underneath, we put our new slogan, Real Hunger and Real Solutions, because we feel that this concisely says what Just Food is all about. And the next thing we did was we wanted to take a twist on the food barrels that you have at the local grocery stores. And so instead of just a place where people can drop off food, we wanted to make it something more interactive that told a story. And so we have a video to show you what we did to change that.
Okay, I'd like to also talk about a couple of media outlets we are going to choose on advertising with to help the education awareness of this campaign. The first is Kansas Public Radio. This is supposed to target prospective donors and volunteers. And here are some of the reasons why. 60% of listeners earn incomes of $75,000 or more. 40% of listeners have participated in a club, charity, or nonprofit board in the past year. And also, they show a market index of 366 on likeliness to have served in an environmental group or cause. What this means is they're actually 266% more likely to have participated in one of these groups than the average American consumer. And by running 15-minute segments in a 2-month span, this will generate 250,000 impressions on Kansas Public Radio. Now for the prospective clients, we'd like to run ads on the local T-bus system. For many low-income families in Lawrence, personal transportation is difficult to come by. This makes the local T-bus a great system to reach them on and let them know how easy it is to commute on that bus to get to the Just Food warehouse to get food for their families. The ad will be placed in all 47 buses in a 4-month time period. And with 14,000 daily passengers, this will generate nearly 1.43 million impressions. And here's some of the creative work that will go on that bus. This is just a pretty simple picture to follow. It shows you the bus stop at 11th in Delaware, and that star represents your warehouse and how easy it is, literally a 5-minute walk from there.
So to continue with our tactics, we wanted to communicate more stories. And I know when we had a discussion about what was your priority, you really spoke to us about how you wanted to get a new website. So we took this to heart, and we spent a lot of time working on a program called Wix that's very easy to edit, and it would be easy for you guys to continue updating information as you needed to. And what we did was we added video of interviews with your employees, your volunteers. We added more photographs that we will be handing you in a disc so you can use it however you like. We added kind of quick facts about hunger, and we added a donate button that will follow you on every page to help increase donations through the website.
With the rollout of a new website, you also need to develop awareness around it. This is where search engine optimization comes into play, or also called SEO. By investing in pay-per-click and Google AdWords, you're able to move your new website's link up to the top of Google search results when people type in related keywords such as food pantry, local charity, cooking classes, and the list can go on. Another benefit of this is pay-per-click it's exactly what it means. You pay for every time your ad is actually clicked on. With this, you can set a daily budget. So you have the option of investing more during certain times, say when you're trying to generate more donations during the holiday season.
Okay, and next, this is an idea we took from you, Jeremy, when we were touring the facility. You spoke about if anyone was interested, they should have a period party. And we kind of took that idea and ran with it because I know as females in the group, we were kind of horrified by the idea that food stamps didn't cover feminine hygiene products, and we felt like a lot of people didn't know that. So we spoke with a Panhellenic council using one of the biggest networks at KU, the Greek system, and we actually got commitments from several sorority presidents who are willing to run week-long drives to collect feminine hygiene products. And we also once a year want to throw a competition between the fraternities and challenge men to go out and buy tampons and pads for females in the Lawrence community. And we feel like this would be a really good opportunity to get the local media involved because it's something very different to have men go out there and collect feminine hygiene products. This is our creative. This is a poster that we would put up on campus to raise awareness of the period party drives.
Okay, in addition to that too, we are going to implement an exercise scholarship. We have actually Lawrence Parks and Rec have agreed to partner up with you on this. They're agreeing to offer $45 exercise scholarships to Just Food clients who excel in the exercise classes. These certificates are actually redeemable through any Lawrence Parks and Rec fitness classes, and so that they could participate in yoga, aerobics, Zumba, and any other fitness class that Lawrence Parks and Rec does. We figured this is a good tactic to show Just Food's commitment not only that they're providing food to the community, but just to improve overall lifestyles in the area.
And lastly, we want to talk about our idea called the Community Cafe. When we looked at your annual fundraiser, you have a golf tournament that you host every year, but there's not any other annual event that Just Food is known for. And so really taking what you guys are all about, we wanted to create the Community Cafe, which builds off of the cooking classes that you already have going on. This would give cooking students an opportunity to kind of graduate and design a menu with a local chef and a local catering venue. And donors and potential people could pay $30 a plate to taste the food of volunteers that have graduated from the class. We thought this would be really successful because I studied piano for very many years and I always had to do recitals, and so that's really what motivates you, and you always kind of dread your recital and that final test, but it gets you to learn how to cook, and so for people this could be a really positive experience to connect with chefs in the community and build some career skills of their own.
Okay, and I'd like to conclude this presentation with the media budget and where we would spend your advertising dollars. This will be a 6-month campaign running from September 2013 to February 2014. Given a $10,000 budget, this will help maximize an effective reach in an efficient time period. The key media outlets are print, radio, online, and out of home. We have projected it, and this overall media strategy will generate more than 2.3 million impressions. And I also have one more additional recommendation I'd like to make to the search engine optimization. there is a program called Google Grants that you can apply to since you are a nonprofit board. What that is this is a social responsibility program helping nonprofits increase exposure to their website. And for qualified nonprofits, you earn a free $10,000 monthly budget to advertise in pay-per-click and Google AdWords.
So with that, that concludes all of our tactics, and you can see up here that we've covered each one of our goals we originally presented to you. Education awareness, communicating stories, filling the gaps, and improving programming. We'd like to thank you for coming, and we hope that you enjoyed what we had to say, and we think that there are very feasible, practical ideas for you guys to carry into the future, and that you will choose our agency Significant 7. We have one more surprise for you before we hand over the stage. We want to donate all the food that we collected in our drive, and we've already dropped off some of the fresh produce to Just Food. And this is our thank you for letting us work with you. We really, really enjoyed the experience. So if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them now. And we have one more present. Thank you.
So the next group, please get ready. When they are setting up for their presentation, I'd like to thank everyone who is not part of the class, but here to support our students. Also, I understand that parents and other family members and friends are watching live right now. So thank you for being here with us virtually. So the next group to present is Big Idea Advertising.
Ready? Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mr. Farmer, and everybody else from Just Food for taking time out of your busy schedules to come see the campaign that we put together for you guys. We are Big Idea Advertising, and I'm Jocelyn Bauer, and I'm the account executive.
I'm Meredith Burton. I'm the creative director.
I'm Sailor Stewart, Director of PR.
I'm Leanna Calhoun. I'm also the creative director.
I'm Blake Rhodes, and I'm the research director.
I'm Nick Pompeo, and I'm the media planner.
And I'm Georgia Mason. I'm the Facebook and presentation director.
Okay, and to start off our presentation, Leanna is going to talk about our goals and objectives we had for our campaign.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Okay, so the goal of our campaign is to engage and inform Douglas County community members in order to improve current and future donor relations, increase funding and frequency, and spread awareness within the community to gain new donors. Our objectives are to increase donors by 20% and to increase donations by 20%. Based off our secondary research, we designed a campaign to target a primary and secondary audience. Our primary target audience can be called our empty nesters. Empty nesters are males and females ages 51 and up who are married and have adult children. These empty nesters are college graduates in their pre-retirement stage. They have a household income of $65,000 and $100,000 a year. They live in Douglas County, own their own home, and have a very strong sense of community. These empty nesters are comfortably living a quality life because they are able to invest their money in activities that they weren't able to before. Just Food can successfully target this audience because they are continuously looking for ways to make their community feel like a community. Our secondary audience can be called our pre-empty nesters. Pre-empty nesters are males and females between the ages of 35 and 50 who are married and have young or teenage kids. These pre-empty nesters are at the peak of their earning years, and they are looking for ways to donate while also providing for their families. Pre-empty nesters have the same mindset as empty nesters, so it'll be easier for Just Food to target them as well, because by the time they reach empty nester, they will already have the donation trend to donate to Just Food. With these two targets in mind, we did primary research to discover why these targets are motivated to donate. Blake will explain more.
Thank you, Leanna. During the month of April, we conducted a survey with 118 participants to find out what motivates donors to give their time and money. We also wanted to find out how they would prefer to receive information about charities to make donating the most convenient for them. We distributed the surveys to our friends, family, and coworkers by email and also by posting it on our personal Facebook pages. From the research, we found one of the most crucial aspects of the survey was to find out what motivated people to donate in the first place. The number one answer, with 41%, was to make people feel good about themselves, and the next most popular answer was that people donate to fulfill a volunteer requirement. Another important finding was to find out what people prefer to hear, how to hear about charity events. Right now, 52% of people are hearing about charity events through word of mouth. But after cross-tabulating our results with our target audience, 40% of people would like to receive an email about an upcoming event. Going along with donor trends, people like to donate locally rather than nationally because they can see the charity's growth within their community. From our findings, we also found that people like to know what their money is actually being used for. So with that, after doing our survey, we came up with creative strategies to improve Just Food's donor relations, and Meredith will explain this further.
Thank you, Blake. All right, so the goal of our creative campaign is to inform the target audience how their donations will improve lives. One of the things that stuck out to us about Just Food is our concern for people's quality of life. You not only provide food, but you strive to make people you serve happy, whether through cooking classes or aerobics classes or helping them grow their own garden. Happiness and quality of life are something that everybody aims to achieve. Based on our primary and secondary research, we discovered that people like to help charities because it makes them feel good to know that they're helping the community. We also realized that everybody knows what it's like to feel hungry, and when you're hungry, you're not happy. So we want our target audience to understand that they can relieve that hunger in Douglas County by making and make people in the community happy by providing money to Just Food. And in return, those donors will be happy because they helped. So the theme of our campaign is Hungry for Happiness. Here are some of the creative tactics we implemented. In order to make it easier for the general public to educate themselves about what Just Food does and how they can help, we suggest redesigning the website. By adding more graphic elements, the website will appear more visually appealing. By organizing the sections of the website, it will be more user-friendly and easier to navigate. We made the social media and donation icons at the top larger so they will be more enticing to click on. We added important contact information at the top so it's easier to find within the website. We added an email sign up at the bottom so the people who do visit the website we can contact later and keep in touch with. And we also added a scrolling banner that will show donation progress and upcoming events. We also suggest placing a click-through ad on the Lawrence Journal World website, leading to the donations portion of our new website. This ad will run on all the pages of the Lawrence Journal World website, and in turn bring more traffic into our Just Food website. This will make it easier for donors to donate, as well as check out the information the website provides about Just Food. This is for our 35 and up audience who get their news online. The Click to Donate button at the bottom will help draw in new potential donors and increase contributions. We also suggest placing this print ad in the Lawrence Journal World Sunday edition because it's the most read edition of the week. This ad targets our primary audience to raise awareness of Just Food. The 50 and up audience still get their news from newspapers. They aren't moving to online as much. And even the 35 to 50-year-olds still get their news from hard copies of the newspaper. So with this ad, the Hungry for Happiness ad aims to inform readers about the personal benefits of donating by stating things like, a good meal makes you happy and a good cause does too. Donate to Just Food and any Douglas County residents will have full happy stomachs and you will have a full happy heart. And with that, here's Sarah Lou with Public Relations.
Thank you, Meredith. In order to fulfill all of our previous stated objectives, we recommend an intense public relations plan, starting with improving donor relations. First, we recommend to send thank you notes directly to all donors. The thank you notes will thank the donors for their contribution, whether it was big or small. So, for example, if someone donated $1, you would send a thank you note. This goes back to why people, to that good feeling that motivates people to donate. And it will ultimately strengthen our relations, or your relations with donors. Next, we recommend a donor recognition dinner for donors who have donated over $500 to Just Food. The donors will receive in the mail a personalized invitation and an RSVP card to be sent back to Just Food to let you know if they're going or not. The invitation card, or Nick will tell you more about the dinner shortly. Next, in order to increase funding amounts and the frequency of donations, we recommend a promotional kit for Just Food to be distributed to businesses and organizations in Douglas County. The promotional kit includes a brochure, a donor form with a prepaid envelope to be sent back to Just Food, a magnet on it with the Just Food logo, and all of these will be in a folder with the Just Food logo on it. Next, in order to fulfill our third objective, to spread general awareness about Just Food within Douglas County, we recommend for you to host the Walk to End Hunger. The Walk to End Hunger is a 5K walk-run in the Lawrence South Park. It will inform our target audience about how they can, it will engage the community, bringing awareness about the issue of hunger in Douglas County, and it will inform our target audience about how they can alleviate hunger, which is by donating to Just Food. It's $5 to participate in the walk, and participants have the option to start or join a team. They can track their team's fundraising success on the Just Food website with the scrolling bar that Meredith just talked about. So in addition to the walk spreading awareness about Just Food, it also fulfills our objective, or your objective, to increase donations. Other PR tactics to fulfill our objective to spread general awareness throughout Douglas County, our first is to enhance your Twitter account. You all already do a really good job on Facebook, so just to extend that to Twitter, to overall just have a very strong presence on social media. The second thing we recommend is to send monthly newsletters and event reminders via email to all of the donors who have subscribed on the website for emails. Now, Nick will talk about the budget and media plan.
Thanks, Sarah Lou. So let me talk a little bit about the media plan. In addition to the print and online ads that both Sarah Lou and Meredith talked about, we think also that you should advertise on the Kansas Public Radio Station, do a radio announcement. This will be mostly geared toward the Walk to End Hunger event, because this will be the great way to raise awareness about your company and what Just Food does. So on that week leading up to the Saturday that we'll get to later on the timeline of the Walk to End Hunger, every day, Monday through Friday in the morning, where there's a 15-second spot that you can find in Appendix A of your plans book, that will have the spot that we recommend that you run on Kansas Public Radio. Now, here's the spending breakdown. As it comes at the bottom, you can see in the small little letters to $9,942.29. At the top here, we have the newspaper, online, and radio. These are the paid-for ads that we recommend, and these will be very important about learning about the events that we've talked about, and just general awareness about Just Food. Next is the Walk to End Hunger and the recognition dinner at the bottom. Sarah Lou told you about the Walk to End Hunger, and that's a little bit of what it would involve and the costs that we think would be associated with that. And let me tell you about the recognition dinner. We think that we have estimated the head count to be around 50 people, and we recommend that it be held at the Oriad Hotel. That price that you see includes the room, cocktails before, and this is just a general thank you dinner to your donors to make them feel part of the Just Food family, and that they're not just kind of giving and not being a part of something bigger. So the recognition dinner is to thank them, and hopefully that they can bring others into the Just Food family as well. And the final parts of our spending breakdown will be the promotional kit, which we can distribute again at the Walk to End Hunger, at all these different events, and to businesses around Lawrence, and the newsletter that both Sarah Lou talked about. Now for the timeline of our campaign. So we want to start out with the newspaper we recommend to start out with the newspaper advertisements that we talked about, both the one that Sarah Lou and Meredith talked about. It'll be on the 4 Sunday editions in the Lawrence Journal World leading up to the Walk to End Hunger. Both will run twice. We recommend that the Walk to End Hunger ad that is geared toward getting people to that walk would be the 2 Sundays before the Saturday walk. And then, of course, the radio announcements on Kansas Public Radio that Monday through Friday, running once between 5 and 9 a.m. I know that's a great way to reach that target market every day. When my grandpa goes to play golf in the morning, he's listening to KPR. And so that's kind of who we're targeting. And so we think that'll be a great way leading up to the Walk to End Hunger on September 28th in South Park. And then in October, we want to start the online advertisements that Meredith showed you. It'll be 100,000 impressions in run of sight, meaning that it could run on any page at any time on Lawrence Journal World Online. And also that the 100,000 impressions means 100,000 sets of eyes will have the opportunity to see your ad, hopefully click through, and then donate to Just Food, or at least browse around the website. And then we're going to end the campaign. And then we recommend to end the campaign with a donor recognition dinner November 16th at the Oriad Hotel. So all in all, this is a 3-month campaign starting September 1st to November 30th. And the reason that we recommend this is because not only is Lawrence bustling because school's going on, Lawrence is busier, it's the holidays, people are more inclined to give, but National Hunger Awareness Month is October. So we wanted to put that directly in the middle of our campaign to make people aware of that and something that, that they could feel like they're a part of, not just in Kansas and Lawrence, but nationwide as well. And now I'll toss it over to Georgia to talk about predictions and evaluations.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, we predict that if you were to implement our 3-month Hungry for Happiness campaign, you would first be able to increase awareness in the Douglas County community among potential donors, and you would also be able to improve your relationships with your current and your future donors. And by doing both of these, you would be able to fulfill both of our objectives, which are 1, to increase donors by 20%, and also to increase donations by 20% within 1 year of implementing our 3-month campaign. And as far as evaluations go, we recommend that you evaluate immediately at the completion of our campaign and then continue to do so semi-annually afterwards. You can do this by distributing surveys across Douglas County, asking for how aware that, potential donors might be, and then also continue to calculate your donations on the progress bar, which we provided for you in your website. And then before we wrap things up, if we haven't convinced you of our campaign yet, we're going to show you a short and just sort of funny clip of some people that we have already convinced.
I'm hungry for happiness.
I'm hungry for happiness.
I'm hungry for happiness.
I'm hungry for happiness.
Okay, but in all seriousness, we want to thank Just Food and all of its employees for working with us this semester. It has been a great experience for all of us, and I know that it's a memorable one. We are confident that if you were to implement our campaign, you would be able to strengthen the awareness and the relations with your potential and current donors, and we would love the opportunity to implement each of the strategies and tactics that we have proposed. Do you have any questions for us? Yes. The question is, he wants to know if the 5K is going, he knows it starts at South Park, but will it end at Just Food?
We played around with the layout a little bit of where we thought the walk could go. That's definitely an option. We kind of wanted to leave that up to you. There's maybe different places that you want to hit around Lawrence, places that you know that a lot of your either volunteers or maybe the customers that come into Just Food are where they live or where they are, and so maybe that's a route you'd want to take. So we thought that'd best be left up to you. Ideally, that'd be a great ending spot, Just Food, but I thought that'd be best for you to decide.
Anything else? Yes, she wants us to cover again who we targeted in our survey.
In our survey, we targeted 2 different audiences. We targeted 51 and up, and then we also targeted people between the ages of 35 to 50. The question is how large was the survey?
We had 118 respondents.
Is that all? Okay, thank you again.
So before the next group is ready, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my colleagues here at the J School for teaching the students so well, which made my job so easy. So thank you. Just tell me when you're ready. Well, this is actually a good opportunity to take a short break if you need one. Ready? Excellent. Okay, I think the next thing is ready. They are Uno Marketing. So please go ahead.
Good afternoon. We are Uno Marketing, and I'm Matt Gorney, and I'm the Plans Book Content Editor.
I'm Kayla Mitchell, and I'm the Account Executive.
My name is Tien. I'm the Creative Director.
I'm Rui Yang. I'm the Creative Director.
I'm Emily Hireman, and I'm Public Relations.
I'm Jolene Sammons, and I'm the Media Director.
And unfortunately, our Research Director, Stephanie Kusick, could not be here today, although we do know she wishes she could be. Just Food strives to eliminate hunger in Douglas County. The mission serves as the central food distribution facility for the county, while it also acts as a food bank and a food pantry at the same time. So people are aware that hunger exists in Douglas County. But how many of them really realize that it's actually an issue in their neighborhood? This is the question we went in and we started with. What came out were a couple of challenges. First, that there's a lack of the awareness of the food security as a local issue. In certain areas, people really see it, but in other areas of Douglas County, it's not necessarily seen as much. So therefore, that generated our first goal of creating awareness within the Douglas County community. Our second challenge is a lack of existing online engagement within the community. There's a lot of information that Just Food has. You guys have social media platforms, but sometimes we're not seeing the engagement. And so what we would like to do is strengthen the brand engagement so we can improve that consistency, and we'll show you that through some of our tactics. So this is the logo we came up with, Grow Yourself. Now this appeals across the board to a variety of populations and a variety of people, and applies in a variety of ways, such as how Just Food has more than just giving out food, but also tries to build its community. And our campaign timeline. So you'll note that it's a campaign that starts June 1st and ends August 31st, carrying it through the summer months. If you take a little look on the left side of that timeline, however, you'll see it says May 15th. Now, why does it say start June 1st but has a May 15th date? May 15th is when things will start to run up for the advertising. That's the run up to the advertising. The actual kickoff event is at the beginning of June, but we want to drop some advertising, some newspaper ads, and some radio ads in before that. So that's why that timeline looks a little different. We also were able to pull together a video. Now this video is fantastic for using during the campaign, but also can extend beyond the campaign and be used just as a promotional piece any time of the year.
teach others and pass on the knowledge that I have in a way that can be helpful for others.
We wanted to thank you for the donation so we can grow ourselves and help the community grow.
Now with that video, as I said, it can also be continued, it can be posted both online on Facebook, on the website, it can be linked to through Twitter, and it also can be continued throughout the campaign. The Grow Yourself logo can be removed if it were to be necessary, but for the 3-month campaign of Grow Yourself, that video shows how the cooking classes are helping the Just Food clients grow, your clients grow. And you'll see as we move forward that making that personal connection is incredibly important. So, the Grow Yourself logo is good, but it needs a little more. And so we added a slogan to it. We added, help your neighbor outgrow hunger. Now, why did we add this slogan to what's already a very attractive logo? Part of it was we needed a little more local. This is Douglas County. This is Douglas County's Just Food. We wanted to engage with the people in this county. And so, helping your neighbor outgrow hunger reinforces that idea of this is local. This isn't a national charity. This isn't anything that is bigger. You will actually be able to see the results. So our primary research. We did a survey. We had 106 respondents. And what we found was pretty interesting. 20 of them donated to a food bank in the past year, but only 6 had heard of Just Food. 27% recognized Just Food as a food bank, but there was a general lack of top-of-mind awareness. When asked what charities that first came to mind, Just Food only came in a very few of them. But donating to charity is something many of them do, 63%. So, what we found was the main reason for donating is to help others in need. 89% of women control household spending, and the target audience is searching for self-actualization. So this takes us to our target audience. And who are they? Here they are. Women 30 to 65 who are unmarried. They may have children, they may not have children, they may actually be married. Some may even possibly have grandchildren. This again is a very broad target audience, but it's not everybody in the county. So it's more than 20,000 people in a county of more than 110,000. The real key is that at least 50,000, they make $50,000 a year at least in household income and have a high school degree. So what are we going to do with this? Our first strategy is to use print media, a lot of that being in the Lawrence Journal-World. Here are a couple of the ads. A couple of the ads showing that we can make that emotional connection between the target audience and the clients of Just Food. By drawing on that emotional connection that we can create through this advertising, that will hopefully generate that awareness, but also may motivate, as a secondary goal, may motivate people to donate even a little more. Looking at goal 2, we do have a broad-based online strategy. We, again, want to strengthen the brand engagement with Just Food and improve the consistency in communicating with the community through an interactive online presence. And interactive is the key word there. Step 1 is the revamped Just Food website. This was something that we knew you guys really wanted, and so we brought it to you. Now, there are a couple of things that you can talk about on the website. Part of it is there's a place for people to share their own story, to get involved. This will allow the Just Food clients, the Just Food volunteers, and even the staff to share their story of Just Food. And as that develops, then other people who've interacted with Just Food will be able to share their stories as well. There will be a link to the Twitter and the Facebook pages, but also to the video that we showed you, so people can come back and watch it again, or they can show their friends. Answering the question, what is Just Food? Well, here is Just Food. There's also going to be the Get Involved tab up there at the top, which will allow people who come in and are looking for what can they do at Just Food, that will direct them exactly to where they need to go to know what they can do to donate, whether it's time or money. The key is we really want to focus on staying up to date. So this website has a lot of easy to edit pieces on the back side. It'll be very easy to put up new events, such as the kickoff event, which is the first event of the Grow Yourself campaign. And you can update and change those at will. So as we get back into the slides here, we'll move on from the website. We'll talk about social media, because the website isn't the end. It's actually just the beginning. So our social media tactics, we plan to run daily updates throughout the campaign. Now I know that sounds like a lot of work, and it sounds almost daunting, but we've planned it out. So there are topics for each week, and postings can be made using the Sprout social site and pre-placed in and planned, but we touch on a topic each week where that goes out to both Twitter and to Facebook. As far as our public relations, I'll let Emily go ahead and talk just a little bit about that.
So some of our other tactics include promotional events. Throughout the 3-month campaign, we will hold a different event each month to spread awareness, to encourage donations, and to recruit donors for the Feed Just One initiative. The one event we're featuring in our presentation today is our campaign wrap-up donor appreciation dinner. It would be held August 30th in downtown Lawrence at Maselli's. A cocktail hour would be featured, and a dinner would feature Just Food chefs Nina Limonci and Rick Martin, excuse me. The chefs would prepare meals similar to the ones they would teach Just Food clients in a cooking class. This allows us to work with our donors and show them what we're doing with the clients, so they can see where their donations are going and what they're working towards. The event would align with our Grow Yourself campaign, because it would offer donors a way to build their relationship with Just Food, and as well as understand how their contributions are making an impact. Research shows that donors like to maintain a long-term relationship with organizations that they donate to. So this allows us to further that research and apply it. And also we would send out personalized invitations and thank yous to keep in contact as well.
So how much is it going to cost? That's the question. Our total budget came in at $9,298. That's a savings to you of $702. That means that $702 you can put back to any other part of Just Food, or it can be a contingency for added costs that may come up that are unpredictable. Either way, it's a savings to Just Food. The breakdown, as you can see, is the total media coming in at $4,300 and the public relations on the other side of that. In the back of our campaigns book is a full breakdown of how those budgets come out. So what do we predict from this? Well, we actually have quite a few. The fact that this campaign will establish relationships within the community, it'll be, hopefully businesses will also be engaged through the Grow Yourself campaign, through people talking about it, through the fact that there is more awareness and the fact that people are out there understanding what Just Food is doing. There will also be ties between community churches, which is a place a lot of people go and that they're thinking about where can I give and how can I help. So getting those ties built in is also something we expect to happen from this, as people are talking about Just Food and it's coming to more of top of mind. Also, one of the keys is that current donors will see where their dollars or where their volunteer hours are going, and that's a crucial point in that people seeing how they're having an impact on the community drives that connection that they have. If they're seeing that good is happening, then that makes them more likely to want to donate more or to talk more about it, even to spread to their friends, say, look at what I've donated, look at what this organization is doing, look how much good they're doing. And then in general, the increased awareness will spark more action in the community, so it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. It builds upon itself. So how do we evaluate this? Well, we're going to directly test the level of awareness in Douglas County right after the campaign. And then each 6 months after that, we'll do a very quick survey to continue testing that awareness. And what we expect, as per our predictions, is that those numbers will continue to increase. Also continue to use Sprout Social. That is an amazing tool that you already have access to that can do a lot. It can do more than just track the number of people who are liking the Facebook page or following you on Twitter. It can be used to set schedules for the postings. So going back to the media schedule that we talked about earlier, you can do the postings earlier on. And then also eTapestry, which is a fantastic database of information for current Just Food donors. And as more people come in, that database will expand and allow you better connections with the people who are currently donating. So we did have a few further recommendations as well. And part of that is, the dauntingness, if that's even a word, of doing so much social media for a 3-month campaign is quite large. So creation of an unpaid internship, hopefully drawing upon somebody from possibly Baker or the University of Kansas, because those institutions are here in Douglas County, is something we would recommend. Part of that is there are students out there who want to get involved. There are students out there who want to have these internship opportunities and who are very fluent in social media tactics. But combining that with the schedule that we've already put together actually would make the social media aspect which is seemingly large, actually very, very doable. We stopped our campaign ends at the end of August, but continuing the annual golf classic is something we think is a great idea. That draws on a great segment of the community and puts Just Food's name out there. But possibly adding a silent auction can maybe draw on another segment of the community, possibly more of this target audience, where they can be involved, that they may not necessarily want to actually be out swinging the clubs on the golf course, but they can be somewhere near the clubhouse having discussions about Just Food and engaging in the silent auction aspect. And then finally, very important to send personalized thank you notes to the donors, especially the new ones who come on board through the Grow Yourself campaign. Just, again, reinforcing that they've done something good, and getting something like a thank you note continues to allow people to talk about it, and at the very least, it puts Just Food back in their minds one more time. So with that, Grow Yourself, brought to you by Uno Marketing. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, we'd be happy to take them. We also brought you a little something, and thank you for letting us, hopefully something you can grow yourself in there as well. So. To not allow it to become the overall brand? Oh, the question was, how do you not allow the Grow Yourself logo, which is a powerful logo, to kind of overtake Just Food and become the Just Food brand? The key is to really, we highlighted the Grow Yourself logo on here, obviously, but the key is to make sure it's paired with Just Food's logo. Whether you continue with the same logo that you have now, or whether you were to change it, the key is to pair the two, so that that connection is made. And so that way Just Food is always seen in there along with Grow Yourself, because the Just Food reminds you of the organization, but the Grow Yourself is a little more of the call to action.
I I would like to remind the client that everything we have created for you is yours to keep, and we took care of all the details, all the copyright issues, for example. So they are ready to go. Okay. So. What's that? Oh yeah. Sure. Well, maybe other people will volunteer. Just keep it in. Yeah, I'm going to sit there. Okay, I believe the next agency is ready. They are etc. So.
Does anyone in this room have $1? Dollar? It's actually a $2 bill, but. This may not seem like much. Pretend this is $1. This may not seem like much. It's not. You probably couldn't even go down the hallway and buy a soda with this. But what you might not realize is that through Just Food, this $1 can put 5 meals on your neighbor's plate in Douglas County. Think about it. You can have your $2 back. We're here today to solve a problem, one that Just Food faces and fights every single day. It's real, and it's in our own backyard. Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming, especially you guys. Thank you very much. My name is Ben Juster, and I'm the account executive. Let's meet my team.
My name is Vernon Begley, and I'm the media director.
My name is Elise Jameson, and I'm the plans book director.
I'm Anton Locke. I'm the strategy and creative director.
I'm Lauren Muller. I'm the PR director.
I'm Natasha Pickett, and I am the research director.
I'm Elise Sabo, and I'm also the media director.
And we are etc. The goal in this campaign is to solve this problem, food insecurity. We will do so by raising Just Food's brand awareness while simultaneously engaging the Douglas County community, giving them a chance to make a difference. Here's etc.'s solution.
Our campaign is built around 7 simple words: a fresh start to a delicious life. We're not only giving your clients food, we're empowering the Douglas County community. Just Food is their guide, their new leaf, their fresh start to a delicious life.
Based on our secondary research, our target range for this key Douglas County gift-giving demographic is 22 to 44-year-olds with a particular emphasis in the female population. Women in general are 2 times more likely to donate than men. This campaign will focus mainly towards the Generation Y for 2 main reasons. It encompasses the entire shoulder market of KU students, and it also contains the bulk of our target market. KU students and this generation is known as influencers, activists, and will have the greatest level of impact and involvement within these campaign tactics. There are 5 main reasons why people donate. Personal experiences. They want to make a difference. They want to be active about a problem. And they're motivated by the recognition and benefits that they think giving is a good thing to do. All of our ideas are based upon our target market.
So how are we going to take advantage of the current situation? etc. has conducted a survey including community members and KU students through Qualtrics. We identified problems, but we turned them into opportunities. We learned that Just Food has low brand awareness in the community. In fact, 76% of community members did not know Just Food, while only 20% of KU students did. So then we thought, what would be the best way to engage all of our stakeholders to reach our goal? We came up with 2 marketing ideas. The first was to hold promotional events to raise awareness, drive donations, and engage our community with the problem of food insecurity. During our campaign, we'll have 3 PR events: the Rock Chalk Chili Cook-Off Watch Party, the Save the Holidays Donations Drive, and the Light Up the Night Banquet. All of these events will be in Lawrence. Let's take a look at the Rock Chalk Chili Cook-Off. Community and KU students will be invited to the Granada for the KU versus Texas away football game watch party. During the watch party, local restaurants will be encouraged to participate in a chili cook-off where they will compete for the title of Douglas County's best chili, as well as a cash prize. The winning recipe will also be featured in our Just Foods cookbook, which we'll get into a little bit later. This event will engage our target with your brand to raise donations. This is the promotional poster that will circulate throughout the community. We also learned that the most convenient time for donors to donate is by adding small sums to their transactions. We're going to use our barcode scanner to allow donors to do this. They can add $1 to $5 donations to their transactions at registers to help donate to Just Food. These will be distributed to grocery stores and retail stores in Douglas County.
In addition to our survey, we conducted 2 in-depth interviews. From our interview with Jeremy, we know that there are 2 things that need to be improved. First, Just Food needs a more user-friendly website. This is a quote from Jeremy. He mentioned that it doesn't reflect their commitment to prevent hunger in Douglas County. So etc. created a user-friendly website that allows donors to make donations within 2 clicks. This website also contains additional information such as volunteer vitals, recipe of the week, and upcoming events. We also made the website mobile friendly so that the audience can get information and donate to Just Food by using their personal mobile devices anytime and anywhere. Second, Jeremy told us that he would like to see more monetary donation. etc. thinks that the texting donation system that they already have has a great potential, although it's not very popular in the past. We just need a call of action solution to polish this diamond in the rough. So we created a 30-second commercial to encourage audience to text to donate. Let's take a look at the commercial. Although we asked you guys to turn off your phone earlier, but please feel free to get out your phone and text Just Food to 80888.
Now, how do we enhance our brand image? Just Food is not just a food bank. We want to help sustain the lives of your clients and grow beyond just food. When it comes to a brand, it's not only the service, but the story behind it, and we want to share your stories. And nothing tells better stories than videos. etc. recommends that you use YouTube as a social media platform to let your stories shine. Footage of your weekly cooking classes, exercise classes, and promotional videos will be featured on your channel. We want your clients to be able to take what they've learned at Just Food and have a delicious life outside your door. Having a cookbook is the best way for them to continue having a healthy diet on their own time. All the ingredients featured in these recipes can be found on the shelves at Just Food, so they can save money, eat healthier, and continue their journey onto a delicious life. The cookbook will also feature the winning recipe of the Rock Chalk Chili Cook-Off.
These are all ideas that we feel will be effective, and this is how we will deliver our message to our target audience and promote our tactics. First, we'll create a YouTube channel that will be placed in the YouTube nonprofit program. The program allows for organizations to reach a wider footprint without having to pay for the expensive campaign of a statewide campaign. Over 10,000 organizations are already using the YouTube nonprofit program to promote themselves, and with a donate button, call to action, layover, and live streaming are all parts of features that Just Food would benefit from. Next, we will use a more unique tactic to target our audience, movie theaters. With an average recall rate at 75% compared to a television recall rate of just 17%, we can hit an audience that is completely engaged. The cost of advertising also includes the Lobby Entertainment Network that has a sounding recall rate of 78% as well. With a discount rate for nonprofits at 73%, we feel like this is an effective and very cost-efficient way to reach our target. Finally, our campaign will advertise in the University Daily Kansan via post-it style advertisements. These will be placed on the front page, which is the highest viewed page with 81.9% impression rate, and with a student body consisting of around 29,000, 81% of those will read the UDK at least one time this week.
So how will we measure the success of our campaign? First, we'll do a post-campaign online survey. During this time, we'll be looking for an increase in awareness and a high return on donors. Next, we'll look at our YouTube channel. We'll want to see our videos going viral, generating likes, and creating a buzz on social media. Next, we have our website traffic and use of texting system. We'd like to see more people using our website and more people donating through our texting system. And lastly, the number of clients and donations. We'd like to see our number of donations go up while the number of clients decreases. Eventually, hopefully someday, driving Just Food out of clients and instead becoming a brand of living a delicious life. So our timeline for this campaign. We do not want to change the image or the message of Just Food. Instead, we want to enhance and expand the work that you've already done. Timing and placement is key to extend this campaign for practicality of execution during the 3-month-long fall campaign. We will begin in October and go throughout December. This also focuses on the shoulder target of KU students, getting their attention at the beginning of the semester, engaging them, and wanting them to participate throughout the campaign involvement with Just Food. Engaging the shoulder target of KU students early on through the launch of our new user-friendly website, interaction and communication will be easy and convenient. The placement of the promotional videos on their YouTube channel, including the informative video that we showed you at the very beginning of our presentation, that appeals to the logical rationale of students and Douglas County members, and it also introduces the severity of the problem while building awareness. As well as the 30-second commercial that we showed, and that will be produced in local movie theaters. It'll also be featured on the YouTube channel's website, and those little red dots show different videos that will be promoted throughout the campaign. That video appeals to the emotional rationale of the target and to women, and it brings a face to the brand, giving them a direct call to action to donate. And according to our primary research, we know 92% of our respondents say they enjoy helping others and they want to see them succeed. More than 70% of KU students reported already having previous involvement with a nonprofit organization. 70%. Yet 80% are unaware of your brand. So how do we engage them? What we're going to do is the Rock Chalk Chili Cook-Off. That's going to be the triggering event for this campaign, and that is on November 2nd. We are going to unite the image of Just Food with KU athletics and local businesses. The post-its promoting the event will be on the front page of the UDK and will generate a positive brand awareness, also increasing engagement and participation among target audience members. The monetary donations will also be recorded throughout this campaign. There's 3 specific calls to action that we are implementing. The barcode scanners that are distributed throughout retail stores and grocery stores, Also, the text to donate, we will monitor the donations on that and the 2-click online donating user-friendly website. Also to mention, this campaign focuses highly on the December month because we know that 10% of all donations come in the last 3 days of the year. And if we want to highlight Just Food and we want to grab the attention of our target audience, we want to get their attention early on and then hook them, and then they will donate at the end of the December months. According to a HubSpot article last year, 33% of online gifts were given in December with an 80% increase in average amount donated. That is huge, and we want to capitalize on that as well. So why is this important? Our target market has not yet committed to a specific brand, and they don't feel a strong connection or loyalty. So after consulting our primary research, we know that they enjoy helping others, they seek importance in locality, and they have already shown involvement in participating in community service and charitable donating. By implementing our campaign strategies discussed in this presentation and integrating Just Food's name and message across campus outlets and downtown areas, these innovative influencers will be directly reached. And through personal engagement and targeted communication, these activists will have a reason to create online content regarding a positive sentiment towards Just Food and your mission. Appealing to this specific target will allow Just Food to meet its main goals and objectives: spreading a greater brand awareness, increasing positive community engagement, and also raising the amount of charitable donations to fight food insecurity in Douglas County.
We know that this is not only a creative campaign, but it's also an effective campaign as well. We realize that it is hard for Just Food to execute all marketing items when it has a small staff with many important things to take care of. Because of that, etc. recommends that Just Food hires an intern with a communications background to bring this campaign to life. This is our multimedia solution for Just Food. Choose Etcetera's campaign because we believe everyone in Douglas County deserves a fresh start to a delicious life. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask now. Thank you.
And I would like to remind all the AEs, if you have your campaign's materials on a DVD or a USB drive, please give them to the client before they leave today. Okay. When the last team is getting ready, I'd like to remind the students in this class that you probably have other finals and other classes to worry about. I know this class probably consumed your life this semester, and I want to thank you for all your hard work. But after today, please study for your finals so that you can graduate. So I believe the last thing is ready. The last thing is Alpha Advertising.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by extending a formal welcome to our client, our professors, and all our friends and family who are watching online. Before we begin, we'd like to take a moment to introduce ourselves. We are Alpha Advertising. I'm the account executive. My name is Jeff Huberg.
Hi, I'm Nikki Johnson. I'm Plans Book and Presentation Director.
I'm Mike Wilson, Co-Media Director.
I'm Brad Abel. I am the Research Director.
I'm Madeline West. I'm Director of Public Relations.
I'm Madison Wagner, the Creative Director.
Elise Farrington, Co-Media Director.
On behalf of our agency, I would like to thank our client, Mr. Farmer, and all the staff at Just Food for giving us the opportunity to create this campaign for you.
Just Food is poised to become a top-of-mind nonprofit organization in the eyes of the donors in Douglas County, thanks to its rich history, unique mission, and client support programs such as cooking classes and fitness groups. Jeremy, you told us that you wanted a campaign that resulted in increased donations, especially online donations. We believe the best way to turn your vision into a reality is with consumer awareness. Over the past few months, Alpha Advertising has worked hard to create a campaign that reaches your goals.
And into our research, to aid in the development of strategic campaign ideas, we at Alpha Advertising conducted 2 types of primary research. We distributed 2 surveys and held 1 focus group. The goals of our focus group and surveys were to understand people's personal opinions and attitudes toward charitable donations and their opinions towards charitable organizations. We also sought to discover how people prefer to consume entertainment and news media. Our general survey was designed to gather feedback from males and females of all ages and socioeconomic backgrounds. Participants generally had a positive opinion of nonprofit organizations, although they expressed concern regarding the use of their money after it was donated. We found that males and females ages 45 to 60 were the ideal demographic to target for our campaign. We came to this conclusion based on findings from a cross-tabulation that revealed the 2 age groups that donated most frequently were 41 and 50-year-olds and 51 and 60-year-olds. These 2 age groups would rather donate online than with checks or with cash. For our second survey, we narrowed the distribution to males and females ages 30 plus, effectively targeting our primary demographic and eliminating college-age individuals altogether. We sought to discover our target market's opinions towards nonprofits as well as their preferred way to consume media. Our target demographic survey revealed that males and females ages 45 to 60 prefer to be contacted by nonprofits via email or hard copy mail rather than by phone. We also learned that people in this age group believe nonprofits can improve the use of donations by increasing efficiency and reducing overhead. When we asked our target audience whether or not knowing the history of a charity motivated them to donate, the majority said they were more likely to donate to transparent organizations with established history. The final step in our research process was a focus group that lasted 60 minutes and included adults from the Lawrence and Olathe areas. We asked them about their media consumption preferences and their attitudes towards nonprofits. The focus group reinforced our previous findings in the surveys. We found that participants regarded PayPal as a trusted and a trusted, secure method for spending money online.
So what does this all mean? Based on our findings from our preliminary research, we believe the best way to reach our target audience, men and women ages 45 to 60, is through newspaper and radio advertisements as well as other promotional tactics. Jeremy, this is how you explain Just Food to us.
Just Food is the food bank in Douglas County, and our name is centered around not just food, but our founder came up with the name Just Food because it's just that people have food. What we do every day around here is an issue of justice, of social responsibility that no person in this community.
Jeremy, you said that no person in this community should go hungry. And as an organization, Just Food has taken into its mission forward by measuring success by pounds of food distributed to not only providing food for people, but creating a way for them to get out of where they were and into a better place. With that in mind, here's another video.
We're going somewhere. Our goal and mission as an organization is certainly social justice driven. We have to do what we can to get these people out of poverty so that they can have an opportunity for a better life.
And with that in mind, we will introduce our theme, Feeding the Future. The creative strategy of our campaign aims to motivate and inform potential donors in Douglas County. Our advertisements take a positive approach on what donors can do in their local community, and we want donors to know that their donation will provide a better future for those who are hungry in the Douglas County area. With this strategy in mind, we came up with 3 goals for our campaign. 1, to increase community awareness of Just Food and its mission. 2, to increase online donations. And 3, to create an innovative way for people to donate online. According to the Consumer Research Center, 66% of the United States discretionary income comes from males and females ages 35 to 65. With that in mind, we've created our 4 ideal donors as models for our target audience. Our first is Charles and Barbara. They are both age 60. Charles is a basketball coach and established history teacher, and Barbara is a graphic designer and professor at the University of Kansas. Their annual income before taxes is $185,000. Our second couple is John and Donna. John is 54, and Donna is 48. John is a chiropractor, and Donna is a bank manager. Their annual income before taxes is $160,000.
Here we have for you Germany. excuse me, not Jeremy, our promotional breakdown. Starting with the left side, our newspaper advertisement campaign. Our print ads will be running, or your print ads will be running rather, in the Lawrence Journal World. Those will be Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays of a 6-month campaign. Then we have our radio advertisement campaign starting November 3rd through December 26th. That's just the first part of it. Those will be holiday themed. Our second round comes December 27th through April 27th. April 27th being the end of our campaign. And within there, February 1st will be the mention, or the first mentioning of the Golf for the Future tournament, which we'll explain a little bit to you later. And our radio advertisements will be played every Sunday of each month. And we recommend these 3 radio stations for you just based on the reach. They are 102.1 KCKC, 101.1 KCFX, and 96.5 KRBZ. Next we come to our print advertisements. Our print ads were designed with Feeding the Future theme in mind. Our slogan, Food for Today, Possibilities for Tomorrow, showcases the idea that by donating money and providing those in need with food, donors are giving people the opportunity to give themselves out of poverty and into a better life. Specifically, our print ads illustrate the idea that kids who are facing hunger now can go on to live successful lives with contributions from donors. Essentially, this little girl can graduate from college, and this boy can become a doctor if someone helps provide their basic need for food. We recommend that our print ads run in the Lawrence Journal World. As I said before, there will be 1/8 page and in full color. As you can kind of see, these are just samples, obviously. The LJ World reaches 67,000 local readers in print and online. The paper reaches 4 of the top wealthiest zip codes in the Kansas City metro area, and the household income of its readers is nearly 50% over the state average.
Keeping our Feeding the Future theme in mind, we've created 3 unique radio spots. 1 general spot, 1 spot for the holiday season, and 1 spot for springtime. These spots incorporate our Feeding the Future theme by telling donors that their contributions do more than simply providing food for people. They help create the foundation that provides people with the opportunity for a better life. At this time, we're going to play a sample clip of our general radio spot.
Food for today, possibilities for tomorrow. You can help this statement become reality by partnering with your community's food pantry, Just Food. Just Food is a nonprofit food pantry that helps people in your community put food on tables of Lawrence families. Just Food provides more than food to these families, but also provides a possibility and hope for their futures. A recent statistic claims that 1 of 6 people go hungry in Douglas County. Let's work together to decrease hunger in our community and take a stand to feed our future. Donate online through Just Food's unique virtual shopping experience at www.justfood.com, where you can experience the act of giving. Just Food. It's more than just food.
Jeremy, you also mentioned that Just Food prefers monetary donations over food donations. You also specified that you hope for an easier, more unique way to donate. We took those comments to heart, and by designing and developing what we call the Just Food virtual grocery store. So your first step will be going to www.justfoodks.org, which will take you to your home page. From there, there's going to be a banner or a little button ad at the top that will take you right to the virtual grocery store. So that's what we had to start off with. The headline says, want to see how far your money can go? Click the items below to begin shopping. So it's kind of a fun little interactive shopping experience for donors. So you can click some lettuce, maybe cucumber, some grapes. Once your shopping basket is full, feel free to hit checkout. And from there, you're going to get to your receipt, as well as your total. So here you see it for a couple reasons. One, it shows that maybe the money that you would be donating for Just Food, you filled up an entire shopping cart, and it cost you $3.32. Maybe when you go to Dillon's or Hy-Vee, you'd be paying $5, $7 for the same amount of food. It is, again, just showing how far your money can go with Just Food when you donate money rather than food for that. So once you see that, you can click the Donate button, and you'll get to the Donate Now page. You're more than welcome to type $3.32 into the Donate box and donate just that. Or if you're feeling a little bit more generous, you can click the $10. As you can see, next to the $10, we say it can feed 50 people. We took the statistic from your website that says $1 can feed 5 people. So from here, again, it's not just showing how far you can bring our money when we're donating to Just Food and get more money for that, but it's also showing that if you're donating $10, that is going a lot farther. You're helping now 50 people with that one donation. And so from there, when you're done figuring out how much you want to donate, you can click, again, the Donate button, and that will link you to PayPal. We chose PayPal for two different reasons. One, because you guys have mentioned that you already have that established at Just Food. And two, through our primary research, especially our focus group, everybody said that that was their #1 trusted source for donating. We're really excited and proud of this website. We did create it from scratch, and so it's ready to go for you. All it needs to do is be implicated and coded onto your website, which we have somebody who is very available to do that. So, another public relations tactic we want to execute is with Triangle Fraternity adopting Just Food as their philanthropy. Triangle is a fraternity on KU's campus located near Memorial Stadium, and as a philanthropy of choice, any fundraising activities, 100% of the proceeds will go directly back to Just Food. Given its excellent location and reputation, the philanthropic events will take place at KU's home football games starting this fall. The fraternity will sponsor a concession stand on its property, and all proceeds will benefit Just Food. To increase awareness of Just Food, signs, posters, as well as brochures we've already created will be handed out to all the football fans. We've already spoken to Triangle Fraternity regarding the potential partnership, and they're really excited for the opportunity to adopt Just Food as their philanthropy. Should you choose to execute our campaign, the members of Triangle Fraternity will be pleased to work with you. Our last promotion is a fundraiser Just Food currently does, but with a little bit of a twist. We recommend that Just Food continues to host its golf tournament at Alvamar Country Club, but instead will take place April 27th, 2014. We chose to move the tournament from September to April because of community awareness will be at its all-time peak at the end of the campaign, as well as the Masters tournament and Easter will just have passed, and hopefully the weather is nicer in April and doesn't snow like it did this year. The name for the tournament we also changed to Golf for the Future to reflect the theme of our campaign and to let donors know that they're golfing and contributing to a cause that simply goes beyond just giving food to people in the community. Also, former Just Food clients will give testimonies at dinner as the keynote speaker, and they will be talking about how Just Food has improved their lives or is currently doing so. Each table will also hold a centerpiece with a story of a client who has been helped or currently being helped by Just Food, as well as their plan for the futures, either for themselves or their children.
And we finally reached our media plan. We've set up a 6-month calendar that details our media plan, which includes the dates and the print radio ads will run. We chose to begin the 6-month campaign at the start of the holiday season, November 3rd to be exact, and people spend and donate more, usually during this time. And we want Just Food to have top-of-mind awareness when people donate. The print ads will run less frequently after the holiday season ends on December 31st, then pick up in time again for Lent in March. Since the majority of our target audience is religious, we believe that increasing print and radio ads during the Lenten season will encourage our target to donate to Just Food. Our campaign ends Sunday, April 27th of 2014 with the golf tournament, Golf for the Future. And this is our campaign budget, just a basic rundown of it. We have $7,500 in advertising. This includes your print and radio ads, $500 for your brochure and handouts, and those will be given out to local church denominations in the Douglas County area. $1,500 for all your promotions, and then $500 for your digital upkeep, which includes social media, things like Twitter, Facebook, and also the virtual online grocery store, so some of that can go to that. Total budget and expense $10,000.
On behalf of Alpha Advertising, I would like to thank everyone who has helped us reach this point. This includes, but is not limited to, the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications, our professor, Tien, Mr. Farmer, and the entire staff at Just Food. You all have been extremely helpful and worked hard to make yourselves available throughout the process of creating our campaign. It's been a pleasure to work with you. At this time, we would like to present you with a package that includes a variety of our promotional materials. Jeremy, we believe our campaign provides you with the most effective strategies and tactics for achieving your vision of Just Food as an innovative leader in the fight against hunger. Our campaign is turnkey and ready to be executed at a moment's notice. Details regarding each strategy and tactic have been provided for you in our plans book. We also included contact information of any organization or individual you would need to get in touch with, such as Triangle Fraternity. Implement our campaign and show the Douglas County community how Just Food does more than simply provide people with food. It provides the foundation that gives people a chance for a better life. Implement our campaign and show the community that Just Food is truly feeding the future. This concludes our presentation. At this time, we'd be pleased to take questions from the client.